They say that the future belongs to those who prepare for it today, and with AI rapidly taking over all kinds of industries all around the world, it is time for you to start taking this opportunity seriously and start to learn how to earn money through AI. Now imagine if you could build an AI chatbot so smart, so indispensable, and so useful that every business owner just fights to get you on board to build an AI chatbot for them. Today you're taking the first steps in that direction, and I'm going to be showing you how to build an AI chatbot from A to Z, even if you're a complete beginner, and how you can integrate it into social media platforms. At the end of the video, I'm also going to sprinkle in some secret sauce, which I have learned after building over 40 chatbots for clients at our agency, and I'm going to give you some free advice on how to get your first clients. So without further ado, let's jump right into this full beginner's guide on how to build AI chatbots in 2024. Now, before we get started and dive right into building this AI chatbot, I just wanted to point out that if you're a business owner or a creator and you're looking for help with building AI solutions for your business, please feel free to go to omnifusion.ai and reach out to us, and we'd love to have a discussion with you to see if we can help you. Now, let's jump right into this, how to build profitable AI chatbots in 2024, full beginner's guide. Now, quick note, this document, all the resources, all the links, all the templates, everything we do in this video will be available in our resource hub at resources.omnifusion.ai. Link is also down below in the description, and you can sign up there for free, and you can have access to everything we do in this video. Now, let me give you a quick overview of what we're going to be covering in this video. First of all, we're going to be going over the golden opportunity and talking a little bit about why AI chatbots are so useful and why it's such a good opportunity for you guys to get into. Then we'll discuss what we're going to build in this video, discuss some requirements, then we're actually going to build the chatbot, and I'm going to go over everything from A to Z with you guys together. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about selling AI chatbots, as well as some secret sauce which I've learned over building 40 chatbots for clients. Now, the golden opportunity, AI chatbots are going to take over every industry in every country across the world over the course of 2024. Any industry or any business which does not consider using AI yet right now will regret it by the end of the year, and almost every business is going to jump on board and start using AI. The problem here is that very soon the market will be filled with a lot of average chatbot builders. So if you haven't learned how to build chatbots yet, now is your last chance to get ahead of the masses. Now is your last chance to jump in on this opportunity, because if you start learning now, within 6 months, you can be considered an expert and start to build more advanced AI solutions and more advanced AI chatbots, because people who get stuck building only basic stuff, they will be out of business within 6 to 12 months. Now, what are we going to be building today? And this is actually a big use case which we have found in our agency. We are going to be building an AI appointment setter, and we're going to integrate this appointment setter into social media platforms. This is a massive industry and a massive use case. People who hire appointment setters for their business will pay you a lot of money to replace their appointment setters, streamline the process, and have an AI inside of their Instagram DMs, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, which replies to incoming messages 24/7 and books appointments for them on autopilot. So that's what we're going to be building today. Some alternative solutions which you're also going to be able to build with some of the skills that we're learning today include AI chatbots, simple conversational bots. You're going to be able to make AI persona bots, where you're going to be able to train or upload knowledge to an AI, which it can then use to have conversation and sort of clone the knowledge of a specific individual, of a specific company, and a lot more. So there's a lot of cool use cases here, and we've made videos in the past on this channel which will help you out a lot as well. Now, jumping into the requirements, first of all, you're going to have to sign up to VoiceFlow. The link is down below. VoiceFlow is the platform which we're going to use to build these AI chatbots, to build out all of the logic, to prompt the AI, and much more. So this is the heart of our operation. Second of all, you're going to have to sign up to ManyChat. The link for that is also in the description down below, and ManyChat is what we're going to be using to integrate VoiceFlow, which is the AI, with social media platforms, so Instagram DMs, Facebook Messenger, and more. And third of all, As I said before, sign up to the free resource hub, resources.omnifusion.ai, because the voice flow template and the ManyChat template, which we're going to be using in this video, are available in that resource hub. And while you're at it, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below if you have any questions throughout the video. We reply to every single comment. Now, without any further ado, let's jump right into building the chatbot. So once you've signed up to VoiceFlow, you're going to end up in this main VoiceFlow dashboard where you're going to have an overview over all your different projects. In your case, if you're new to this, it's going to be empty. What you're going to have to do is click on New Assistant, enter an assistant name, which in this case, we're going to call AI Appointment Setter. The modality which you're going to select is going to be chat because we want it to communicate over chat. And the language which we're going to be setting is English. You can choose any language you want, and this is an important step because if you don't select the correct language which you're going to be using in your prompts later on, then it's going to mess it up because VoiceFlow uses wrapper prompts which go around the prompts that you write. After you've done all that, you're going to load up the AI Appointment Setter canvas. If you end up loading it up somewhere where you don't see any blocks, just press S on your keyboard and you're going to return to the main menu. Now here there are a couple tutorials and quick start guides which will explain the basics of how VoiceFlow works. Essentially, you have a couple key blocks. I'm going to delete this out and give you guys the explanation right here. If you guys are already familiar with what VoiceFlow is and how it works, you can skip this part. Essentially, you have a couple very important steps. You have a response AI, which is giving a response to the user through AI. You have a set AI where you can use AI and then save an output into a variable. And then you have a capture card where you capture the reply from a user. Now, given that we're building only AI in this flow, we're not going to use anything else such as text cards where you can simply write text and you can generate multiple variants for that text. And there's also more advanced logic such as conditions, which we're going to be using, functions, APIs, JavaScript, etc. But for this video, we're going to keep it very simple. We're going to do more advanced stuff in the future, and you can always book a consulting call with us, also linked down below in the description if you need some more advanced help on your journey to learning this. Now let me give you guys a simple example of how this works. What we're going to do first is we're going to capture a user reply, or in this case, we're actually just going to say hello first with a text field for demonstration purposes. From here, we're going to capture the reply of the user. You can drag and drop these blocks right down here. And now we're going to use a response AI card, which is from up here, response AI, and we're going to reply. And inside of here, you have two options. You can either use an AI model, which will then just use GPT 3.5, for example, or GPT 4, or you can use a knowledge base, which is then going to allow you to use knowledge from custom documents which you've uploaded in your response. Now, for this video and for this video's purposes, we're not going to be using a knowledge base. However, there are a lot of videos, which I'm going to link some down below, which you can watch on this. Now, in regards to an AI model, we have two things. We have prompt, and then we have the prompt settings. Now, in this use case, we're going to be using GPT 3.5 Turbo, since it is the cheapest option that VoiceFlow has available. You can also use GPT-4 Turbo, which is 12 times the tokens. So on VoiceFlow, you pay with tokens for your AI usage. You then have the temperature, which is going to determine how deterministic the AI is going to be. So if you put the temperature to 0, it's going to follow the instructions very strictly. If you put the temperature to 1, it's going to be very free thinking and it's going to do a lot of random stuff. Now, the max tokens is how many tokens you can use to generate your completion, to generate an answer. One token is approximately 4 characters in English completions. And remember that you're going to be paying for these tokens. In our case, we usually ramp this up, but for this video, we're going to be just fine with 512. The temperature, we're going to keep lower. We're going to keep it around 0.3 for this AI appointment setter. We're going to use GPT 3.5 Turbo. Now we have the system prompt and we have a regular prompt, and we're going to use memory and prompt in this case, since we do want some memory left over. Now, just as a small example of how this works, we're just gonna say, greet the user and make a joke related to what they said. And here we're going to use last utterance, which is the user's reply. Capture the user reply to last utterance. So we're going to do this right now. We're going to give it a shot. You can just press R on your keyboard and then you can run test. Hello, I just went to the office. Now we're going to get a joke related to going to the office. Hello, nice to see you back from the office. Did you bring any office supplies with you? I'm running low on paper clips and could use a clip or two. Bad joke. Then up here we have some options, which is the debug mode, which is what all of this is. This is going to show you how many tokens you use. So in this case, post multiplier, the total is 62 tokens, which we use. And you can also turn this off if you don't want to see your token usage in this debug mode. Now this is only for your testing purposes. Down the line when we publish it, you're not going to be using this. Now that you guys are familiar with how VoiceFlow works and you're a little bit familiar with the interface, what we're going to do is we're going to set up the basic logic of an AI appointment setter. Let's jump into that right now. And remember guys, you can either follow along or you can download the free template from our resource hub to get what we're building in this video. Now this won't be a perfect AI appointment setter, otherwise this video would go on for hours on end, but you will learn everything that you need to make a perfect AI appointment setter. It's all about tweaking the prompts, tweaking the logic over time. Now the first thing we're going to do is define the system prompt. If you guys remember over here, we have a system prompt, which is going to be the same for every single AI response card. For every single time we send a response to the user, we want the system prompt to be the same because this gives it context on the situation, whereas this prompt up here gives it instructions in terms of what to do in that specific message that it's sending. So what we're going to do is right at the start over here, we are going to add in a set block where we are going to set a variable, which we're going to call system prompt. We're going to create a new variable, which is going to be system prompt. So now that we've set up the variable, we're going to give content to that variable, which is going to be you are Emil, a business owner in the AI industry who wants to help others learn how to build AI chatbots. You are friendly, helpful, and always show understanding for the user's situation. So this just gives it some context. Obviously, you can do whatever you want. And as you can see, we need to stringify this. So what we're going to do is we're just going to add 2 of these signs at the beginning and at the end. So now we've set that up. And what we can do now is we can move on into this card right here. And in the system, we can just put in the system prompt and it's automatically going to fill this out. So now that when we have multiple of these blocks, we will not have to do this every single time. What we're going to do is we're going to drag in 3 prompts, 3 response AI cards right here. Actually, let's do 4 and we'll make a 4-part script. Now what we're going to need to do every single time, because we're going to be integrating this into social media, is we're going to want the user to say something first, because with ManyChat, the way it works is somebody reaches out to us and then we are able to reply. Now, if you want to integrate this in your website, which is also totally doable with VoiceFlow, it was actually what it's originally intended for. The social media integration is something that we came up with. Then you can just add then you can just do this straight away and you can say something first. But in this case, for the social media integration, we are going to capture what the user says because they are reaching out to you on Instagram or Facebook or WhatsApp. And then we're going to move on to responding to them. And then we're going to listen to what they have to say again. We're going to respond to them. We're going to capture the reply again. We're going to respond to them. And then we're going to capture the reply one last time, then we're going to respond to them again. Now, this is the most basic setup. Now, obviously, we want to add in the system prompt for all of these cards. What we're going to do is 512 max tokens, 0.3 temperature, and add in the system prompt. So we're going to do that for all of these now. All right, now we have set that up for every single one. We have the system prompt added in, we've adjusted the max tokens, and we have the temperature adjusted. What we also need to do is adjust this up here from prompt to respond using memory and prompt, and we're going to do that for every single one of these as well. Now that we've done that, we can go ahead and jump into the specifics of what we want to say in each of the steps. So the first thing that's going to happen is somebody's going to reach out to us. So that's some context that we need to give the AI. So we're going to say a user just reached out to you via a social media platform with this message. Now, don't forget you need to give the AI the message of the user every single time, which is saved in the last utterance variable. Feel free to put quotation marks around this so the AI model is less confused. Now we're gonna give it some instructions. Greet the user in a friendly manner and ask how you can help them with their business goals today. Now what you can do is do an AI preview, and this is going to allow you to preview what the AI is going to say with a specific message with the prompt that it's been given. So if you click on preview, you're going to have last utterance right here and system prompt. So all you need to do is add in the system prompt that you're using and add in the last utterance, which is going to be, hey, I was interested in what you do. We're going to generate a response and see what reply comes out. Hey there, thanks for reaching out. I'm glad to hear that you're interested in what I do. How can I assist you with your business goals today? Feel free to share any specific questions or ideas you'd like to explore, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. That's going to be the first message. We ask them how that we can assist them. Now the second message is the user sent you this message. We're going to add in the last utterance. We're going to say, respond to this, give some free advice for their situation, and ask them if they have considered using AI in their business. We're going to leave that for now. No need to test it. Then from there, they tell us if they've considered AI. The user sent you this message. Once again, we have to make sure we pass in the last utterance. Respond to this. Explain how AI could be useful in their situation, and ask them if they would like to schedule a call. Now keep in mind, this is a very, very basic prompt that I'm putting in here. You can put in a lot more effort. These prompts can be a lot longer, they can be a lot more nuanced, there needs to be a lot more testing going on, but this is the basic concept of how you would do it. Now in this case, we're asking them if they would like to book a call. So what we're gonna do is now we're gonna give it some opportunities. Some different options of what to choose. So we're gonna say you ask the user if they would like to schedule a call, to which they said, and now we're gonna give the last utterance. If they agreed to booking a call, send them this link. We're gonna put in the link, calendly.com/test link. If they didn't agree to booking a call, wish them a good day. Now let's run through this prompt real quick, run through this chain real quick and see what happens. So we're gonna reach out to this Instagram account. We're gonna say, hello, I saw your videos. Can you help me? Hi there, thanks for reaching out to me. I'm glad to hear that you watched my videos. How can I assist you with your business goals today? Feel free to share any specific questions or concerns you have. I am struggling to scale my business. A lot of bottlenecks now. We're just going to walk through this conversation. As you can see, the AI is very smart about it. So now we're on this step where we said respond to this, give some free advice for their situation, ask them if they have considered using AI in their business. So we have done all of this. We give them a couple different things. And now we've asked if they have considered using AI in their business. We're going to say, no, not so far, but using AI sounds great. Now we're going to respond to this, explain how AI could be useful in their situation, and ask them if they would like to schedule a call. Again, very long response. Now, a quick hack, if you want to limit the length of the response, is at the end of this prompt, you could say, limit your response to 200 characters, 300 characters, 500 characters, and if you tell the AI to limit it to 200 characters, it's going to do a good job of sticking to that. It won't be precise because it doesn't count every character, but it will estimate the 200 characters. If you tell it to stick to 20 words, it's going to have a much harder time limiting the length. So always limit your prompting with characters to ensure that the message isn't that long. In this case, we're just going to leave it. And now at the last step, based on if I say yes or no, it's going to give me either the call link or it's not. So I'm going to say yes, sure. Let's do a call. And now it sent me the Calendly link and I'm ready to book in a call. Now, this is a very simple concept. Now, what you can do from here is go a lot more in depth. You can build out a lot longer flow. Now, something that I want to show you guys as well is a set AI task, which, for example, can be used after you ask them here how you can help them. You can, for example, analyze what the user needs help with. So this is the same thing. You also have a prompt, but you save it into a variable, which is user, jumped around right there, which can be, in this case, user analysis. And we're gonna save some stuff into this variable where we're gonna say the user said this. We're gonna save in last utterance, analyze what the user needs help with, and save and provide that as your output. We're not gonna add in anything more for this right here, just to give you guys a quick idea. Set user analysis is what we're gonna name it. And then after this step, we're gonna have this variable, which is gonna have some content. So what we can do is, first of all, I'm just gonna show you guys what the output is gonna be. So I'm gonna put in here user analysis, so just so we can see what has been analyzed. And then we can also give it to the AI model. So we can say, this is what the user needs help with. And we can pass the user analysis, which we just analyzed previously, to this AI model. So for example, you could analyze the response the user gave and see if they responded to the question, which for example would in this case be, the user said this. We can do after being asked what they need help with, the user said this, and then we could for example say, analyze if this message answers the question, right? If yes, provide yes as your output. If no, provide no as your output. And then you will have yes or no in this variable. And based on that, you can do different things with conditions. I have another video on that where I go into more detail. I'll link it somewhere here on the screen so you guys can watch that. But in this case, we can give a more detailed look. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say, hey, I need help scaling my company. Now it's gonna run the user analysis first. It's gonna give us the user analysis as an output, which is gonna be the user needs help with scaling their company. And then they respond and they focus specifically on scaling the company because we also provided the user analysis as an input. So very simple. We're gonna delete this back out again because we don't want this as the output. So now before we integrate this into ManyChat, I just wanna explain to you guys quickly how the knowledge base works. So as you guys can see with these response AI steps, there is also another option where you can select the knowledge base as a data source, where basically you will add in the last utterance as your question, which is going to be what we're looking for in the data source. And then what you can do is if you go to content and you click on knowledge, you can upload documents right here where you can, for example, have an FAQ about your specific business, where then if a person asks something about your business, the AI is going to look in these documents, see if it finds an answer, and then provide that answer to the user. So that's a really interesting functionality which you guys should look into. But for this specific video with AI appointment setters, we're not going to be using it. If you do use it, I might upload another video on this. Just comment down below. If it's highly requested, I will make a video. And VoiceFlow has a lot of very useful tutorials on this as well, on how to use a knowledge base, and I'm going to link some in the description as well. Now, step 5 of building the chatbot is refining and testing. Now, obviously I have not tested this a lot, but what you're gonna have to do is test this over and over again, refine these prompts, tweak things, change things around, see what changes what. There's a lot of testing involved to make an AI appointment setter perfect. And I just want to make this clear once again, this is a very basic overview of how to build it. This should give you the blueprint of how to get started. And as you play around with this and as you learn more, you will become better and better. But make sure that you don't skip this test. This step, which is refining and testing. It's very important. And now the next step is going to be integrating it into social media, and we're going to jump into that right now. All right, let's get started on the ManyChat integration. First things first, make sure that you publish your flow. So just hit publish right there. Make sure that that's done. If you don't publish it, you will not be able to make this live. Now, if you go into the left-hand bar, you will see integration. Click on that, and right here we have a couple different options. First of those being the web chat. Now, if you wanted to be a web chat widget, just like this VoiceFlow one down here, you can simply customize all the things down here, upload an image, change the color code, etc., and then put this code into the body tag of your website, and you will have this assistant. In this case, we're going to be using ManyChat and the dialogue API, which is right here. Now, what you're going to have to do is you're going to need to copy this API key, and now we're going to jump over into ManyChat, where we're going to use the template, which is in the resource hub at resources.omnifusion.ai. Inside of our resource hub, we have a ton of different ManyChat templates, including our WhatsApp template, our Telegram template, our Facebook Messenger template. What we're going to do is we're going to use the Instagram integration template. As I said, link is down below in the description. Now, what we're going to do for this, and for this specific case for testing, I'm just going to add a trigger, which is going to be a keyword. So if somebody sends a keyword, this is going to trigger it. And that's just because I don't want to put this live on the account right now. You can also make it so that every single message that comes into the account is responded to with AI. And all you need to do that is go to settings, go to Instagram, and there you will have a default reply where you can then select this flow. I have another video which I made on ManyChat triggers. Go check that out if you want a more in-depth explanation. For this one, I'm just going to do Emil test, and we're going to set up that trigger. Now, when somebody sends a message containing Emil test, we are going to run through all these steps. Now, it's very, very simple. All you need to do is go through all of these different external requests and add in your API key and your version ID. Now, since we have published this VoiceFlow build, your version ID is going to be production. So once you've changed your version ID to production, what you need to do is go over here, copy your API key, and paste this API key in here. This API key should not be shared with anyone, so make sure that you keep this hidden. In this case, I've already deactivated this API key and it no longer exists. Now, from here, all you need to do is save that and move on to the next and do the same thing over again. Add in the API key, add in the version ID, which is production, move on to the next, do the same for this one, and so on. The only exception for this is this external request right here, where you can see that there is a Google Apps Script. Now, I'm not going to go into any in-depth explanations for this, but if you go to the resource hub and you find the VoiceFlow Instagram, VoiceFlow Facebook integration template, whichever one you want to use, there is a detailed explanation in there as well, how to set up this Google Apps Script, and you're simply going to replace this URL. The reason why we do this is if somebody texts you on Instagram, for example, and puts a paragraph into their message, the paragraph is going to break the code. So by having this Google Apps Script, you're going to be able to still send that message out to VoiceFlow. All right, so once you've replaced your API key and you've added the production in every single one of these fields, as well as done the Google Apps Script and implemented that URL over here, you are ready to test it. In this case, I just have an Emil test trigger right here, which is just to ensure to test it. As I said before, if you guys want a default reply, go check out my video on triggers, and then every single message is going to trigger it. But it's over here in settings, Instagram, and then default reply. You're just going to select this flow. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to test if this actually works and if it's been integrated into our Instagram DMs. We're going to write Emil test hello. We're going to see how fast we get a response back. Boom, response is already there. Hey there, thanks for reaching out. In this case, as I said, the trigger is Emil test, which is why I need to add Emil test every time. You can also go to settings, go to Instagram, and over here, default reply. You can select your flow as a default reply, where then it will reply every single time. I want to learn more about using AI in my business. And it's gonna go through this entire flow. You're gonna get replies back from VoiceFlow into your ManyChat, and you can use the same concept directly on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on Instagram. In this case, it has split up the message into two different messages, which you can prevent by going into your VoiceFlow build and adding at the end, limit your messages to 400 characters, because this is a little bit too long for Instagram DMs. Now, remember that every time you make a change, ensure that you publish it again, and then that change will be reflected. Now, moving into selling AI chatbots, we have a lot of valuable advice, and one of the biggest things that we've been doing is cold email and cold Instagram outreach. I'm gonna link 2 videos from my business partner, Sarah, where he talks about Instantly and our own software, Auto IGDM, which is our Instagram cold outreach tool, which we are gonna be expanding massively over the course of this year, and our goal is to become the most valuable resource for agency and business owners to do Instagram cold outreach on a massive scale. So feel free to check out those videos to learn more about selling AI chatbots and getting clients. Some secret sauce and one piece of advice that I want to give you, which I have learned over building 40 chatbots for clients, is that you will never know everything. Never think that you know everything. After this video, obviously you do not know everything. Continue watching tutorials, continue playing around. You will fall flat down on your face many times. What's important is that you get back up. And one of the most important things is to always look for the simplest solution to a problem, especially when prompting an AI. Many times your intuition tells you to add more and more things to the prompt that you're using. Sometimes cutting the fat and keeping the prompt short and simple is the best way. And that is it for this video. I hope you guys learned something and you're able to build AI chatbots now and integrate them into social media. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to comment down below. Make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you found value in this. And don't forget to sign up to our free resource hub in the description down below for all of the templates and the things that we've built in this video. Have a great day.